Hello, everybody. This is Sanetha here. Hope everybody can hear me. I'm here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I'm a spiritual guide. I'm a spiritual teacher, healer, interpreter, and also author of the book called The Kingdom of Heaven within the Holy Book of the Great Invisible Spirit. For anybody that was watching last week, I talked about the book. We only have 30 minutes today, so I'm hoping that I can get through enough material to get you up to speed about the subject that I'm going to talk about today, the healer in you. But before I get started, I want to say welcome to Doves for Peace today, where I will introduce to you the healer in you. And also before we get started, please join me in lighting the candle today, a candle of light and love, of peace and joy, a candle of healing for all, and a candle for Doves for Peace. I need two hands to use that. So let's take our light today and shine it. Shine it upon the earth. Shine it upon your community. Shine it upon your families. And most importantly, shine it upon yourself. Let your light shine so that you may light others along the way. That is a big part in our healing today. And take time today to send healing to all those in the world who are suffering from starvation, from not having shelter or water, from being in the midst of the wars all over the world that are so unnecessary. But I can assure you that all those things taking place are for a reason, and it's to open hearts and to move forward on our path, a path of healing, a path of new life, a new earth. And that's part of the reason why I'm here today, is to share this information with you, so much information that I need to share with you. So you're probably wondering about the healer in you, the healer in me. We all are healers. Let me tell you a little bit about myself and my story, and some of you had heard a little bit about it last week. How did I discover the healer in me? Well, when the universe opens up to opportunities and you feel this drive inside to seek out information, and in this particular case, I had been interested in healing information as I was literally in a country without a visa to work and an abundance of time on my hands. And I had had so many healing experiences in my lifetime already that the universe opened up to me to start seeking information about what had happened then and what was happening now, and even more importantly, what can happen for me and for you and for the earth and the universe into the future if we allow the healing to happen. So the healer in you and the healer in me are all the same. We've all had different lifetimes on this earth, and many of us were healers in those lifetimes. So I want to share my story about the time when I had healed myself. And at a time when I was extremely busy as a young mother of 3, going to school full days, taking care of the chores, all 3 children going to different schools, attending their sports, visiting the teachers, making medical appointments, and then having 4 or 5 hours of homework at night for 15 weeks. And 9 weeks into this crash course I was taking to upgrade my skills so we could have more in our family, I became ill with what the doctor described as the word mono. And having been very upset about not being able to return to school for the final 6 weeks, I went deep within myself to find answers, and I found myself praying to God, Mother Mary, and all the angels, and in rhymes, and asking for their help. And lo and behold, within minutes, I was healed. And that opened up more doors and more questions, and I was in shock and really wasn't quite sure if anything had really happened, like had I really been sick? And so the journey continues. And so because I only have 30 minutes, I don't want to go into a lot of detail about that story, but there was so much more, and as there always is, once we answer a question, we find the answer, there are more questions. So welcome everybody. I'd like to see who's here, and if you have any questions, go into the chat room, and I look forward to answering any questions and talking to you. And if you would like to send email to Sanetha@sanetha.com, if you have personal questions or you would like some guidance, or if you just simply want to say a point of view, that I welcome that as well. So I do have a one-day class that I do called The Healer in You on the new 5D Earth. So I'll probably break this down into parts, and hopefully we'll be able to connect the dots as we go along. So if you're interested in what you hear today, please join me again on December 16th, where I will continue with an additional amount of information about the subject healing, the healer in you. What is healing? Healing is transformation, and transformation is healing. I don't know if you can all see that. Healing is in you. Healing is letting go of what does not resonate with you. Healing is recovering lost information. Healing is increasing the power of your consciousness. Healing is knowing you are so much more than what you think you are. Healing is becoming whole. We have been separated from part of our being for a very long time. Healing is balancing, merging, and melding. So what's the opposite of healing? Yes? Anybody out there have any ideas? Well, you were right if you said disease. What is disease? Disease is distorted energy. Disease is the loss of information. Dis-ease is being disconnected. Dis-ease is having ingredients that don't mix well and cause illness. Dis-ease is our cells and our DNA, altered by our environment, including our thoughts, beliefs, and our attitudes. Disease is failure to adapt to our environment. The new 5D Earth has more light, a new environment. We need to adapt and resonate with the new frequencies here on the new Earth. Disease does not exist in the new 5D dimension. And many of you probably are wondering, what am I talking about when I talk about 5 dimension, the 5th dimension? The Earth has been 3-dimensional. It's the lowest dimension in the galaxy. And so you might be able to say that we have been living in hell, H-E-L-L. And as we raise our vibrations into the new 5th dimensional energy, we have access to so much more. I almost burned my finger. This is the beginning of the new age, a new earth, a new human in the new energy living in paradise or heaven on earth. We are literally bringing heaven down to us on earth. You are given an opportunity to reincarnate, recreate, heal, and become whole again without leaving your body. And again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to go into the chat room and ask those questions. It all begins with you. Awaken the sleeping giant within. And that's where the book came in. The kingdom of heaven within the holy book of the great invisible spirit. We are the great invisible spirit. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure, hid in a field, the which when a man hath found he hiddeth, and for joy thereof goeth, and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field. It's on the front cover of the book. And where does healing begin? It all begins with you. Over your lifetimes, you have created experiences, both good and bad, with a sole purpose in mind: how to get back home again. That's our main purpose, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. When you arrived in this life, you brought with you karma. That may have been with you enduring hardships and or illnesses. But I have good news about karma. And I broadcast that message for you today to let you know that the war is over. And many people have not received that message and continue to live out their karma and to continue the wars and hatred, when really we can change this. We choose everything. The end of those days have arrived. You no longer need to suffer needlessly. No more karma. The time is now to let go of the baggage that is holding you back. Reclaim your God-given birthrights, which the Bible speaks of often, and my book is full of biblical quotes from the Christian Bible. And again, I have no religious ties. I was guided to the Christian Bible to put the quotes, many quotes of that Bible into this book so that it could be seen, so it could be heard and felt on the level that it was intended. You have access to the new energy available now here on the new earth for the very first time. And the world did not end on December 21st, 2012. It was actually the beginning. And as we move into 2015 coming up, there will be many changes as you are seeing now. Do not let the dark pull you down. Light your candle and hold it out there for all to see. And know that when we all put our candles together, the dark will die. And they're struggling right now, the dark. And you see the chaos. And that will continue. And you need not fear or worry or even pay attention to that. Focus on yourself, on your family, your community, by lighting that light of love. Heal all of you from inside out. Oil is required to gain the desired results. And many of you are wondering, what do I mean by oil? And I'm going to get to that in just a moment. The energy has changed and is changing faster and faster. Everything is energy. And I quite often talk about oil in my Facebook posts and my writings. And I'm going to read a a small page on page 205 that will help you understand that as they talk about oil in the Bible, and even when Seth goes to the garden with Eve and meets with Archangel Michael to get oil for Adam, who is dying. And Archangel Michael says, the oil, there is no more oil. The oil is gone until man has awakened. And this is now. Now is the time. For Adam did not have any more will to live. Oil, our will. From page 205, oil, our will. You've probably read oil or oh will, our will. It is free will and choice. The energy is now available. You have within you a huge amount of DNA. That's right, DNA that has been waiting for this spectacular galactic time. Accessing the energy and turning it on, so to speak, involves your spiritual awakening. Through the universal law of free will and choice, you can choose to claim what is yours. All you have to do is acknowledge within that you want to claim your God-given divinity and begin your personal journey to freedom. And a little quote from the book under that, Malachi 4. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all that proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And that day hath cometh, shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise, with healing in his wings. And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. And I don't know if anybody is familiar. I, for one, had never read the Bible and didn't know much about it. But the quote about calves of the stall is when Aaron was using an alternative source to pray to and show that there are human gods. And interestingly enough, that was the truth, because we are created by God the Creator. We are God sparks, and we have gifts and abilities within us as big as God does. We are part of God, but it has been hidden from you for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and we planned it this way. It was part of the plan until this day that we could survive and make that transition to becoming whole again, meaning bringing heaven to earth. As it is in heaven, so it shall be done on earth. And this is the truth. Doing good for time, healing all of you from inside and out. First of all, I'd like to go into the chat room and hear from anybody that's listening. I just want to let you know that next week or next month on December 16th, I'll be returning to expand on this subject. If you have an interest in healing yourself or healing others, I would like to grow on this subject, and I have a whole lot to share with you, and I would like to guide you to the path of healing and becoming whole. But heal all of you from the inside out. When I was a little girl growing up, and through the years, I've come to the age now. I am a grandmother, and we spend many years seeking information, asking questions. And first thing that I want to know, and I like to say in every show, is that you have guides and angels that are around you. and ascended masters, many of them when it's time for those ascended masters to arrive, depending where you are on your path. And it's not a level, it's a place on the path. There are many twists and turns, and we create that before we're born, before we incarnate with the rest of our soul family. We come to live certain types of experiences, and in all these past lifetimes we had karma also to take care of. So as you're seeking, you are drawn to certain things which turn you on your path, and there is no wrong or right, and it doesn't matter what religion you are and what you worship. But what's important is that you seek for yourself the truth, what your truth is, not what my truth is, because here's a little tidbit that's really important. When you are on your path and you're walking along and you see something of interest, and especially if it's something that is fearful, that inside you're thinking, I don't know if I want to go down that road. I don't know if I want to open that door. I don't know if I want to talk to that person. I don't know if this person named Sanetha is for real. And that's not the important part. The important part is be open and listen and see and feel for yourself, and take with you what is important to you, a thread of it, a thread for you and another thread for you over there, and a thread for all of you is a different thread. We put these threads in our pocket and we go along and we see something else, and we're trying to make something out of this life and understand it all. So pick up your threads, whatever threads that is, and put them in your pocket. And someday you will sit down under a nice, cool, shady tree with a beautiful, clear, blue stream of water gently running down the landscape. And you'll have a chance to take out all your threads and look at them all and try to make something out of it. Weave your basket, weave your story, weave your truth. And so that you may move easier with grace and ease on your path. Oh, when I talk about the great invisible spirit, you are the great invisible spirit. I'm going to go to another part of the book called Clearing the Hay. And many of you may understand a little bit about what that means. And maybe you don't understand anything what that means. And that doesn't matter. This is for people just coming onto the path. This is for people who've been on the path forever and ever. And a lot of times, you've been on the path forever and ever, and there's just that one thing that you hear, one sentence from somebody that could just say, oh, that goes with this and that goes with that. Now I can put it all together, or, move to the next step. Clearing the hay. Back in the days of Lemuria and Atlantis, and some of you have heard of that and some of you have not, the secrets of the universe got into the wrong hands, and this was the cause for our demise. If you want the keys to gain entry to the knowledge of the other elements, you will first need to clear the hay. Throughout our lifetimes, we have come to gain knowledge, light, and information. The lessons we learn bring out the best and the worst in us, our personality. When we incarnate into the next life, we bring that personality with us. It is part of us. Each lifetime with our soul families, we have created and orchestrated the experiences, possibilities, and probabilities that we felt would accomplish the life purposes required for each individually and collectively. It is extremely important that we understand and come to terms with those individuals who we feel have caused us pain and sorrow. These souls have agreed in advance of their incarnation to provide us with these lessons, therefore helping you expand your consciousness enough to break free and find home. Forgive all and be grateful for these souls. It is this kind of unconditional love that conquers all. This plan was created based on our life reviews each time we have our physical bodies. The plan includes what we did, what went right, what went wrong, and what could we have done better to get the job done so that the next time we return, we can come back greater than the time before. Oh yeah, it's just like a business plan, and we're all in it to win it together in oneness. And as the veil has been thinning over the years, some of us have been able to pierce through the density of the earth that resides in the third dimensional energy. The earth has also been freed, leaving the old earth behind for those who haven't made it out yet. Remember Jacob's ladder? Many of the light workers who incarnated into this time into history and the earth have now entered into higher frequencies that are required to complete a spiritual transformation. Think of it as finding the keys that unlock the door to enter a new house, a better house. A house filled with unconditional love, gifts and abilities, treasures so great our imagination cannot comprehend. So becoming whole is healing. Think of it as this is our physical body, and outside of us is our spirit. And within our spirit is also part of our soul and other lifetimes. And with this new fifth dimensional energy, we are able to bring the spirit down into the physical body, becoming whole. Easier said than done, and we have much work to do to get to that place. There are two parts of you. They have been separated, and now is the time to merge and become whole again. One part is the part science knows about, and that part has less than 10%, is actually less than 3% of your DNA blueprint, your physical body. The other part has been invisible, the great invisible spirit. You are the great invisible spirit, a spiritual being having another glorious human experience, aren't you? Right. So we're getting close to the time. I think I have about 4 minutes left. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about soulgenic healing, which is the healing that my modality, I'm the only one on the entire earth doing. I made it my own. It's just like when you watch The Voice and they create a song and they make it their own. I started off as a level 3 reconnective healing practitioner. And I found myself expanding outside of the realm of what reconnective healing was. But I really believe in reconnective healing and think it's a wonderful healing modality, as there are many other healing modalities just as wonderful. But soulgenic healing was born when I found myself connecting with the souls, having communication without speaking, and then, or sometimes verbally. In fact, every time now when I do soulgenic healing, I give people messages. So soulgenic healing is the gentle awakening and balancing of the dormant DNA codes created by you during your reincarnations since the beginning of your soul journey from your Creator God. And with the assistance of your soul family, the Angelic Council, and the Masters of Light, you will receive a healing that is appropriate for you in the preparation of the ability to change your DNA without leaving your physical body, to live the life you desire and deserve. Spiritual frequencies of light and information are accessed during the healing sessions, bringing in the proper combination of color and sound, establishing a healthy resonance to your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual multidimensional beings. And I just want you to let you know that I am a facilitator, and I would like to teach you how to facilitate your own healing and to help others heal. And so we're running out of time, and I just want to add one last slide and tell you, and remember, return December the 16th to hear more about healing. Healing is merging, balancing, adjusting, reincarnating, or if you prefer, call it recreating. Bringing together our physical body with our spiritual body in resonance to match that of the new 5D energy that exists in the here and now on our earth. So I thank you very much for joining me, and please send me your questions and your comments to sanetha@sanetha.com or visit my website, sanetha.com. Thank you, and we'll see you next month.